Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of LuxProvide's Expert Point of View. I'm Dayana and today I'm here with Alban Rousset and Cardoso. Welcome. Thank you for being here. How are you?
Thank you for hosting us.
Could you please briefly introduce yourselves?
So my name is Alban. I'm working in the solution and delivery team. So mainly providing innovative solution to a bigger public and basically providing any type of AI services on top of the HPC systems. Great.
Luc?
Well, I'm Luc, also part of the solutions and delivery team. I joined LuxProvide not so long ago, so I had the opportunity to see the entire progress of the new toolings coming out and also participating in them. So it's really cool.
So, cheers! Cheers! So let's get started first with the Flinky teaser. What is Flinky?
So Flinky, we can say that Flinky is an AI enabler and AI services. Thanks to Flinky, you're able to run your AI journey and AI initiative in minutes instead of weeks, basically.
From your point of view, Luc?
I think Alban rounded up pretty well. I think I would also say that we want to simplify the ability for people to use Flinky and the HPC in the same time. Yeah.
And so what excites you most about Flinky?
There are many cool things about Flinky. One of the thing we do the most with Flinky to have some fun is adding new AI technologies to it. For example, we added a music generation tool, which I think in the office many people heard about.
I've heard.
Also, given that we are doing a concours.
Yeah, I've heard you guys have fun with it.
Yes, and a lot of other things that.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe one other thing that excites us a lot about Flinky is to understand and see how it's possible to bend an HPC system to provide AI services, knowing that HPC system have some specific constraints, for instance.
For example?
The scheduling, meaning running AI services is mainly up and running services. And in the case of HPC systems, that's mainly allocation based, so for a fixed time frame.
And so how did you get the idea of Flinky? What was the problem you were trying to solve?
Okay, let's say that Flinky mainly started a year ago, I would say. It was driven by market demand. So we started a few scripts, basically internally. And then we decided to say, it really answered a need coming from the market. So we should invest time and build a product around that. Basically, Luc just joined at the right time.
Yeah, basically. I joined literally at a time where the first Flinky, at that point we didn't call it Flinky, there were a lot of code names for it, but it was not Flinky. I joined at the exact moment also that Alban went in vacation.
Exactly.
And so I was like, I don't particularly like doing it in Python. I really like to have some more modern or futuristic styling and also more of a web app. So we just redesigned it based on React and other stuff that is now not super important. And based on that gives us a lot of creativity to add additional stuff to it, like image generation directly on end page and many other things, which is really cool.
And so why is it called Flinky?
About that one. So basically we tried to, we wanted to use Flink, which is a little bit older Luxembourgish word called for reactive, fast and stuff like that. But Flinky with the original writing is a bit difficult. So we went for Flinky. It's a bit more fluent and usually many languages
It's more catchy.
Yeah, Flinky. So what makes Flinky different from other similar tools or platforms on the market?
Well, I think one big thing that you have with Flinky that you do not have with hyperscalers or others is the flexibility. We try to have all the open source software so that it is easy to switch on Melusina but also off Melusina. I think this is an important part in a world where every big company tries to make everything proprietary. And also another stuff that the Melusina HPC has, you can do your entire AI lifecycle on Melusina. You can start with fine-tuning or even training your own model, but you can then also use that one to do inference and provide maybe even to end customers.
And also that it's sovereign.
Of course,
Exactly.
that's
the
the
end.
key point.
You keep the control end to end, basically,
Yeah.
without any locked in, if we can say.
Yeah.
Okay.
You bring your data, you keep your data, and all that.
You bring your data, you bring your model, and you keep the control.
Yeah.
Now let's hop into the quick fire questions. Could you please choose a question?
Okay.
Can you read it aloud?
Without Flinky, wouldn't be possible. So I would say without Flinky, sorting all my ticketing system within a week wouldn't be possible.
Well, that's one. One misconception about HPC you hear all the time. Well, that's a funny one. I had yesterday a friend that asked me where I work, and then I had to explain to him what a supercomputer is. He was like, "So a supercomputer is just a big PC, right?" Like, not exactly.
Not at all.
It's many normal PCs, hundreds or thousands even connected. So it was pretty funny, and I guess I will get that question more often than I could imagine.
And can you also answer Alban's question?
Can you rephrase it? Of course. Flinky wouldn't be possible. Without Flinky, I could not create funny pictures of the group. Yeah.
And then you give your question to him.
Okay. So misconception. I wouldn't use the term misconception because HPCs are really amazing machines, full of power. But I do acknowledge that in some cases it requires some skills. So I would say one misconception could be accessibility.
As in?
As in Flinky?
And can you give us examples of how Flinky is impacting businesses or researchers?
Okay, I cannot drop any names, but let me rephrase a bit the question differently. So it's more how LuxProvide is using Flinky to impact businesses and researchers. So in our case, we are leveraging the power of Flinky into the sovereign environment. And basically, we're able, thanks to different blocks, to build solutions that answer different needs from businesses. And that in a couple of weeks.
Great. Luke, do you want to add something?
No, I think it's
it's
pretty good explained. I really like to use it to do documentation.
So we are using Flinky
Yes.
internally.
Yeah, okay,
Exactly.
got it. So without naming the companies, can you give us examples of what they are using Flinky for specifically? And on which industries?
So Flinky is used very cross-industry. There are not one specific industry that needs Flinky more than another one. I
Such
think
as?
Company? Or such as?
Like the space sector, finance.
Nearly everyone. We have
Industry.
customers from finance. We have customers. I don't think we have from space yet, unless my. But
It could.
it could, yes.
Okay.
AI, I think, is evolving in a direction that many people didn't see coming, and nearly every sector nowadays wants to use it. And so Flinky just enables that for any kind of company that does not require HPC experts.
Exactly. That really provides the building blocks at the foundation. So you can build and tailored to your own use case. So that's why it's really cross-sector.
And how does LuxProvide's expertise role is influenced in Flinky?
LuxProvide's expertise comes in that point where we have a lot of experts that know how to optimize code and how to optimize many different aspects that are also used in AI. And so we can provide an optimized inference for companies and removing also that need, that technical need.
Exactly. To complement what just said Luc, is not only the solution and delivery teams that are providing Flinky, but that's really coming from the whole department of the company, because it really relies on the right infrastructure and the optimization and the profiling of the different services that are provided to get the best performance, and the solution on top, which is really the interface on which end user will interact with.
And so how easy is it for companies or researchers to start using Flinky?
That one is pretty simple. You need nearly very basic computer knowledge, but only because of the first step of setting up Flinky. Once that is over, you can give it to anyone, and he will be able to start an inference server. I can give it to my brother, which has nothing to do with
even
IT.
our
And
grandparents.
yes, I would imagine even my grandparents would be able to do it. So that's really our goal, also, to make it as simple as possible.
Okay, fantastic. So let's do another round of quick fire questions. Just pick one. And the last one.
So one thing the other generation does better than yours.
So in this case, Luke's generation.
Exactly. So I would say using Tmux.
Okay. What is Tmux?
So Tmux is a multiplexer.
Yeah. Best way to explain Flinky to your parents. Boom. I have to explain Flinky to my parents, so I usually say it, and it's very wrong. But let me be. I usually say you can start and stop ChatGPT with Flinky. Technically, it's wrong, but it's the simplest way to explain it.
So best way to explain Flinky to my parents, I would say, is just AI in a clicks.
It's also the way.
Simple.
Yeah. So one thing other generation do better than mine. They have a very secret. They use very weird commands sometimes. I never saw them. They use screen, which is Tmux but older.
For older generation.
For older generation. But you learn a lot with even things that, while they are older, they still can improve your own workflow. Maybe not screen, but other things that are really cool to learn about.
Okay, great, thank you. So you can drop them here. And now on to the future outlook. So Flinky is basically new, but how do you see Flinky evolving in the next year?
Okay. So currently Flinky is running on Meluxina HPC, and it naturally will evolve into a more, if I can say, cloudy HPC, such as AI factories.
Okay.
Yeah, as Alban said, and I think that's going to be a really cool challenge also for us to do an hybridization of Flinky from traditional HPC to a more modern cloud-like HPC like the AI factories. So I think that's going to be a lot of interesting things to do for that.
And so what will be the impact of connecting Flinky to Meluxina AI?
Maybe having more flexibility in terms of workflow we are able to serve.
Yeah. Also, you have all the benefits from newer generation GPUs. So in terms faster inference for more clients, I think it's just a beneficiary step for Flinky to switch to those machines.
So can you summarize what is Flinky for our viewers?
Okay, so Flinky is a platform that helps you to run open models and any type of inference services.
Flinky is built in a sovereign environment in Luxembourg, powered by Europe.
All right, so mot de la fin. Any last words?
Let's Flink.
Yeah.